everybody doing? My name is Terrence Williams. I'm Dickie's nephew. My dad's Terrence, his youngest brother. I just want to tell Uncle Dickie how appreciative I am of him. It's really because of his relationships within Washtenaw County that I now work for the county. And I would probably never have that opportunity if it wasn't for his ability to just meet people and people to see his heart and see everything that he brings. So I appreciate him for that. And I just want to say I never worked side by side with Uncle Dickie in a job, but we have done work together. And working in the house or working on the deck, whatever it is. And I just share a story. Please don't beep at him when you drive by his house and he's working on his grass. He does not like it. If you've done it, he's probably talked about it. Well, we'd be sitting in the front yard, he'd be digging a hole or something, somebody would ride by and beep. Now they know I'm working. So I appreciate everything you've done and thank you for everything.
My name is Steve Ware. Dick is my brother-in-law. I married his older sister Sheila. And Booker, John, Collins, they used to come to my house in Canada. And I'm telling you, they did some stuff. I had to try and cover for them, but I can only do so much. But Dick, everybody here knows Dick. He's a man with a good reputation, a man of integrity. But when the criminals out in the streets have the name Dick Williams on their mind, when they're barricaded in rooms, in houses, and tell them the only person we'll give up to is Dick Williams, you know he's a man. Amen. God bless.
That's just H-Boom Coon. They always together.
Y'all know I ain't got no problem talking. I was trying to wait on everybody else. Y'all know I can get a little long-winded. Bear with me. Like Aunt Deb said, that's my H-Boom Coon. That's my guy. So, my dad, he's just a good guy. Just a good person. And I sat and I watched him, as a leader, in the community, in the sheriff's office. I watched him early on in his career do the right thing, by people or for people that work for him, even if it jeopardized him being able to promote at that particular time. He always believed in doing what was right for people. And so when I look at my old man, he embodies leadership. He leads by example. He loves his people and cares for his people. And I learned one thing from him. If you care about your people, and people understand that you got their best interests at heart, people will follow you. And I think if we just look across this room, I think we ask people within the community, whether it's on the sheriff's office side or just within the community or people who have been incarcerated there, they'll run through a brick wall for him. That's true leadership. They'll run through a brick wall for him. So I strive to be like my dad as a leader. Like I said before, my career can be half as good as his career has been. I'll be blessed. So I strive to be like him in a lot of different ways, outside of his colorful vocabulary and how he deals with folks. So I ain't gonna be up here long. I ain't up here to preach, We'll deal with some other things later. Like I said, I just love my old man. I thank God for him. I thank God for what he's been to me in my life. My mom and, my sisters. He's truly covered us. He's truly validated us and put that stamp of approval on us. So I appreciate him. I hope he enjoys retirement. I can't wait for him to, continue to pick my kids up, get their haircut, pick them up at school, and U-tournament. So we got some plans for him to keep you busy. That's about all I got to say. Chief, I'm still working hard.
Have breath, praise you the Lord. I was sitting there reminiscing, and I said, wow, God covered us through a lot of things. From the praying mother, my mother, because we done did it all. We did it all, and all through the journey of life, God has still been good. And I retired at 56, 62 now, and God blessed me to go into the ministry. And as I was thinking, Nissa, Sconia is my godson, and me and Booker and Dickie been like thick as thieves. You know, nothing he won't do for you. Because we used to exchange clothes, wear everything, it didn't matter. Open this door, and I remember Richard, Mr. Williams, we used to sit at work. I worked afternoons, he worked afternoons, I just go in and talk and sit. And so much wisdom that I learned from him. He was like a second father to me. And always, the house was always open. To me, they treated me like family. And so it goes down to understand when I look back over the years and the foolish things that we did, and just to say like, wow, I didn't ever thought about seeing no return. I never thought about that. I thought of seeing a jail, seeing a prison. But the prayers of the righteousness avail much. Amen. So I like to say that, yeah, we've been thick as thieves. Sometimes you just don't know how things are going to play out in life. You just don't know. But if you just stay the course and you understand what God has got for you, don't deviate. We all see retirement one day, hopefully. That's just a good thing. Enjoy the precious life. And I speak latter years to be the best years of my life. I had no brothers or nothing, so I always had brothers with the Williams family. So I appreciate that. Enjoy your retirement, because man, it's a great time. It's great for retirement, but you know, your family gonna give you things to do. I got a lot of nieces and nephews, so enjoy it. Best is yet to come. Amen.
I want to make clarification on what he said about prison cells. I don't know what they got. You might be there.
No, I just wanted to say that I appreciate Dickie, my brother, and my father and Dick. My father I remember him telling me before he passed that he appreciated all of his kids. But I know one thing, he really, that was his friend right there, right? So I just wanted to say that.
But, amen, you have been a blessing. So we thank God for you. You be encouraged, all right? God bless you.
We know Curtis got to say something. Everybody say, come on, say something, Curtis.
Well, basically, Richard Williams, which is basically my father's name, Richard Williams. He took over for that situation when I first got to the sheriff's department. It's funny how me and him became friends, became co-workers, then we became family. And I appreciate everything you did for me. And I also appreciate your wife allowing me to come have dinner with you almost every night. I appreciate that. But as we all know, that this is a man of high character, high respect, and high love for everybody. He will do the right thing. And because of him, I am where I am today. And all I can say is thank you.
Amen.
Booker, and I've been with Dickie and this family for over 40-some years. Me and Dickie right now, we fish together, we hunt together, we even cooks together. And Dickie is my brother. You know what I'm saying? When you got a friend like Dickie, and Miss Williams, I thank you. I got a brother from another mother. Because deep as we go on the stuff we done did, and like John said, we done been through, me, him, and John, we can tell y'all some stories. And we done did some stuff together, and people see me and Dickie now, and they look at us like, y'all still together, what else we supposed to be? You know, and my old man always told me, he said, if you got one friend, you're filthy rich. Because everybody say they're your friends, it's not your friend. But I can truly say that I got a brother, not a friend.
Relationship with people. I have ran across some people because I work for the state of Michigan, and they talked about going to jail and how you have helped them, impact them, and made them change their lives. So it takes relationship in order to speak into other people's lives. You have it. It takes wisdom to impart into others so they may be able to change. And you have that. And I was thinking about how Mom, if she was here, she would have been proud of you. Yeah. And called you Sarge. Because that was her name for you. We from the Bayless family, your sisters, not your sister-in-laws, your sisters, we love you. We thank God for you. The community is going to miss you because you was an impact in the community. You went some places where other people could not go. You did some things where others did not want to go or do. Washington County is going to miss you. Ypsilanti is going to miss the relationship that you had on the community. And we thank you. We love you.
So I could talk forever about Richard, but I won't. So I'll speak a little bit about Dickie.
Leave it on.
The reason why I sit in the office that I sit is because of Dickie. So when I was thinking about whether I was going to run or not, what it would look like, nobody knew who I was, no name recognition, no money in the bank. Dickie kept telling me, he said, man, you can do this. He said, if we work together, then, I already knew the family, started working with the family, felt like an adopted son of the family, and all the Williams came out for that first run in 08. All the Williams. And the reason why I won is because Dickie introduced me to the community. And the reason he could do that, because he got that from his dad. Williams has always been part of the community. And whoever talked right before me that said it, there's the same thing going on in the jail, out in the community, where you need someone to make a connection between police and community. The words that come out of your mouth is called Dickie Williams. Everybody knows that, I've known that. And I think somebody said that we'll miss him and the community will miss him. My response is, oh God, I hope not. I do not expect him to be gone too far for too long. I'm hoping he'll come back. Yes. I was back there talking to Cheryl, trying to get Cheryl's permission. Cheryl's response is, please, Lord, get him out of the house. I have no cabinets in my kitchen. He's talking about working on bathrooms. So get him out. And I said, well, he got 30 days, he can come back. She said, 30 days, I had a crew in there, I have cabinets. So I'll end with this. So Dickie not only helped me with the sheriff's office stuff, but he helped with my family. When I needed something done in my house, he'd come to my house. He introduced me to people. I love you. I respect you. And a lot of things that I try to do as sheriff is emulate him. God bless. Good luck. You only semi-retired, brother.
It's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to learn this place. And Richard taught me a system where I could learn the jail. And the next day I went down, it's like, oh, I got this now. I know where A block, B block, C block, I've got it. And the thing that I learned and I loved most about Richard is that he was sincere and very, very passionate about what he was doing. So even though I've only been at the county for 8 years, it's like I've known Dickie forever. Because he and I, once we met, we seemed to share the same values, and we knew in terms right is right and wrong is wrong. And I knew when I asked Richard to do something, he would do it. I didn't have to follow up and say, hey, did you forget or did it get done? I knew it would be done. And I also knew, like he said, he enjoyed being a sergeant. He and I would walk the jail and we talk to the inmates, and if there were issues, we take care of those. And again, Richard, I want to thank you because I never could have been as successful as I was without your assistance. So I wish you all the best and God bless.
I just want to first say, I thank God for my grandpa. He's always there for me, cooking for us, letting us stay in his house, coming to our games. You know, I'm happy to have him in my life, and I thank God for him. You know.
I also want to thank God for my grandpa. It's my road dog right there. I'm with him all the time. His nickname for me is Little Mike. He be saying, my Uncle Mike be at his house, me and my Uncle Mike be there. He say, hey Mike, me and Uncle Mike gonna say, huh? And I'm with him all the time and I love him to death. Tell me off sometimes. And yeah. I forgot what I was about to say. But I love you to death, Grandpa. Man, you know, I really had something to say and I forgot. I forgot, y'all, but love you, Grandpa.
I want to thank everybody for the kind words. And the biggest thing I want you to understand is, my thing is, people have to trust you. And if they trust you, you can lead anybody. And that's the kind of relationship I tried to build with people. Not that I was a great leader or anything like that. I made them trust me. And they know that I have their best interest at heart. I have nothing against anybody. I got a lot of stories I can tell about a lot of people in this world. To be honest, I mean, everybody in here, I could look at it and have something to say. Even me and Zara, we don't go way back, but me and him have stories. So I got a lot of stories. The chap, the sheriff. I mean, I got a lot of stories I could tell, so I can't go through all that. But I want to thank my family for dealing with all the times I had to do 20 hours at work sometimes 16 hours. They had to deal with that. I had to slight my kids at times because you had to do what was right at work. And that's what I want corrections officers to understand, that you're not just in there watching people. It's an obligation. It's just what you do. You're protecting the public, and it's just part of the law enforcement system. It's just what happens. So, spouses in here, kids, understand that they're not trying to slight you. I mean, it's just part of their job. We're service-oriented people, and that's just what we do. We're that by design, and that's what you have to do. And so I just want to thank my family for dealing with some of the things, but I couldn't show up because of different things that was going on. It's just, I mean, that's just the nature of the business. And I really have to, I had one downtime in my life that caused me to be elevated higher than what I would have been. And people, I mean, at the time, but the sheriff can do this for you, the sheriff can do that. It wasn't about that. Me and the sheriff went in this together. And he said he would put me on the even playing field. And I understood that, and that's where we was at. He wasn't going to cheat for me, do this for me, and that's the way it's been. People didn't understand. They tried to make me be upset at him. It wasn't about that. He was a man of his word going into it. And I stuck to my word and told him I wasn't going to ask him for anything outside of what I should get. And that's how that relationship was. So I trusted him. And he done what he said he would do. And he done what he said he wouldn't. I mean, if things wasn't going to happen, it just wasn't going to happen. So he was a man of his word. I just want to say that. And I also I can't sit down. I want to go back to one thing. The downtime that spiraled me out a little bit was when I lost my father. That was one of the toughest things that ever happened to me in my life. I never let anything just throw me totally off my square but that. Nobody knew I was going through it. I went through it by myself, but it was a tough, tough time. I went through it. After I went through it, I told the sheriff, I said, hey, I'm back on track. I want to get back in this thing and get things going again, and that's what I done. So the fault wasn't his, it was mine. For everybody that thought he could have boosted me there, no, it was my fault. At that time, I was going through something, tried to handle it on myself, just didn't go to it. But I got through it. And I'm glad I went through it the way I did. Lastly, I want to thank my mother. I want to thank everybody in here. I mean, I care about everybody in here in a certain way, one way or another. You have different relationships with different people. But when you talk about good people, I tell everybody this: I've never met a better person than my mother. My mother. And I want to say that she was, I kind of tried to emulate my dad, but my mother just had that character to where she was the same way. I mean, how she was, how you seen her in public, that's how she was at home. She didn't change. And so what you see is what you see at my home. I'm not going to come out here and throw a facade and then go home and raise hell at home. So I learned from my mother, you are who you are and be who you are, and don't apologize for it. And that's just what I was. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of time.